Hello guys, welcome to another video. So today is a big day for Total War Attila as we've got another great update and two new pieces of DLC. We got the Celtic Culture Pack which adds the picked Albanians and Caledonians to the game, and we got the Blood and Burning DLC which adds new bloody animations, new events and new effects. We will not be looking at the DLCs in this video though. I'm only going to dive into the update and free DLC, which is the content everyone will get. You won't have to buy anything for this. I will take a look at a couple of important changes, additions or improvements, and I will also give you my opinion about them. I would like to start off with the new free DLC that came out alongside the update and paid content. This Tin Isle Mercenaries pack will add a total of 12 new Celtic mercenary units to the game. This gives you the opportunity to play with some of the Celtic units even when you didn't buy the full Celtic Culture pack. A cool thing about these new Celtic mercenaries is the fact that all of them have the guerrilla deployment trait, which makes you able to deploy them anywhere on the battle map. This is for all the units, including onagers and cavalry, which is quite unique. There's a mix of various unit types, including dogs, artillery, ships, berserkers and missile units. As said, a total of 12 new units. A second addition is the addition of 6 new general units to the Longbeards DLC factions. This is the only type of content in this update which is paid, because you need to own the Longbeards DLC. It's also the only type of paid content in this video. A lot of owners of this piece of content hated the fact that there were no unique or good generals available for the new factions, only the Germanic nobles. This update fixes that by adding 2 new ones for each of the Longbeard factions, all higher tier generals. Another thing in this update is that the campaign AI is now less likely to focus on raising provinces within the first 100 turns. This is a great thing because it fixes one of the biggest problems in the game. Every campaign was pretty much the same, the entire map was getting burned. Even if a faction lost all its regions and they got a chance to reconquer their own home region, they would burn it to the ground. It makes no sense. I have yet to test it in a real campaign, but it looks like we will see a lot less raising in the early game because of this update, which is a much needed feature. A small but great thing in this patch is also the fact that the campaign AI is now more likely to accept trade agreements. This is great news as it was simply annoying to see the AI refusing every single offer, even if it obviously was good for them. Trade agreements are basically free money for both parties. Why would anyone not accept that, except when like they hate you, something like that. There are some other campaign AI fixes in this update as well. One of them is the fact that the campaign AI has been made less aggressive to hordes, preventing them from chasing the horde around the entire time and around the entire campaign map basically. Another small but great improvement for late game is the fact that you can zoom in, late game I mean campaign of course, is the fact that you can zoom in and out in the family tree panel on the campaign map. Large family trees were just a complete mess before, and this little update should fix that. There have been a couple of major changes in the diplomacy feature as well. You might know that diplomacy could be harsh before this update came out. The great power penalty you get from your Imperium is simply extreme, which made almost every other faction on the map hate you in the late game. Besides this, pretty much every other AI leader has the hate rival empire trait. These two problems were the cause of extremely difficult campaigns, even on easy, and just the fact that diplomacy was useless in the late game, because everyone would just hate you because of these two traits. In this update, both the great power trait and the hate rival empire trait have been rebalanced. Great power has less of an impact and the hate rival empire trait is much rarer than before. This will hopefully fix the diplomacy in the late game. You can even get some alliances because of this, hopefully. Some units have been made standalone as well. This means that you don't have to upgrade them into higher tier versions. These units are the Excubitores Cavalry Guard, the Nordic X-Warriors, the Nordic X-Warband and the Gothic Warband. Besides these main changes, there are a lot of bug fixes, performance improvements and minor changes as well. You can find all of these in the patch notes, a link to that will be in the description below. This has been pretty much 50% of the update so far. The other 50% is all focusing on balancing changes in battles. There are general price balancing adjustments across the board, and a lot of specific units and unit types got changes in their stats. I will name a couple of the main ones. Berserkers for example got a morale reduction, a slight HP increase and a reasonable price drop. Spear units will now be better against cavalry. Several higher tier spear units get heavy spears to make them a bit stronger. Shock cavalry has received a general buff as well, giving them a slight charge bonus boost, a small HP boost and improved lances for more damage basically. Another change is the fact that both the recruit and upkeep cost of mercenary onagers went up significantly, so hopefully you won't see like the onager spams in the campaign anymore. Besides this, most of the OP units like the Armada Cavalry had been nerfed, and it looks like the Huns got a small buff for most units as well. For most cavalry units, that is. Exact balancing changes can be found both in game and in the patch notes. Again, a link to that will be in the description. So these were pretty much the main new or changed things in today's update. Hopefully you enjoyed this little spotlight. Let me know what you think of the patch in the comments below, and I will hopefully see you all next time. Bye bye.